Okay, we are going to, I sent out an email just letting you know that, you might need a blanket or a chair is optional, blocks, those are just things that for the most part, are always good to have if you have them. Strap, if you have it, we'll just leave that, right down next to your mat. And we're going to start in a comfortable seated pose. So wherever that's for you, it could be seated in a chair. You could put a blanket down and sit up on your blanket. You could sit up on a block. If sitting cross-legged is not comfortable for you, you could sit with the knees bent. You could sit with the legs out. You could sit in the chair. Just come to a comfortable seated pose. Your pose, for me, I have my right shin in front. That just feels comfortable for me. You might have your left shin in front. It's all what's comfortable. And just move side to side, side to side. Find your sits bones. And if you're sitting up on something, just allow your sits bones to be on that something. And then the legs will kind of be a little bit more off. All right. And then just gently let your hands rest on your knees. And we are going to actually talk about our chakras, right? So maybe you're familiar with them, maybe you're not. And in yoga, it's something that we talk about that helps keep the energy in your body balanced, right? So our chakras are, the word chakra actually means wheel. And it's like, it refers to these wheels of energy that we have in our body at different points in our body. We have 7 of them. And they also have corresponding numbers that go with them, colors that go along with them. So we have the root chakra, which is first. We have the sacral chakra. We have the solar plexus. We have the heart, the throat. We have the third eye, the crown. So we always start at the beginning, right? Always start at the base. So that first chakra is our lowest chakra, the root chakra. And that particular chakra is like your pelvic floor, area, like the area right underneath your seat. And we think of the color red, and that's why I wore red today. So you can be reminded of the color red. And that particular chakra, like I said, is the color red. And for the red chakra or that chakra, you just want to close your eyes and picture the color red. And its location, like I said, it's right at the base of the spine. There's the pelvic floor, and the first 3 vertebrae are included in that. So just notice that space in your body. And what is a good way to notice how to engage that particular part of the body is, imagine like if you have to use the bathroom and you're trying to hold that in, right? What happens if you have to go to the bathroom and you hold it in? You pull up on that area underneath your sits bone area, and you pull up on that area to kind of hold that space in. It's called Mulabanda. And if you're not familiar with it, that's something that also can help in your practice with balance, pulling up on this root chakra, this pelvic floor. So finding that pelvic floor by pulling in and up. And it allows your lower abdomen to pull in and your lower back to also pull in. And when this particular chakra is aligned and in balance, we feel grounded and secure physically and emotionally. But when it is out of balance or in imbalance, we feel more scattered energy. We feel anxiety. So take a moment to think of the color red and pull up on your pelvic floor, like your Mulabanda. Pull up, hold into that spot. And place one hand on your heart now and one hand on the floor. So I have my left hand on my heart and my right hand is touching the floor, grounding myself down, feeling the earth. And for our root chakra affirmation, we say, I am grounded. I am safe and I am divinely protected. The universe is working on my behalf and everything is working out for my highest good. Out of this situation, only good will come. I am safe. I am stable. I am secure. And then switching hands, for me, my right hand is on my heart and now my left hand grounds to the earth. And again, we say, I am grounded. I am safe. And I am divinely protected. The universe is working on my behalf, and everything is working out for my highest good. Out of this situation, only good will come. I am safe. I am stable. I am secure. Bring both hands to your heart. Just set an intention for your practice today. Noticing the pull on that Mulabanda, noticing the color red, feeling secure and safe. Take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale, sigh it out. Reach your prayer up overhead and then open your arms out wide. Allow your both fingers to land on the mat, just off sides of the hips. Sitting up nice and tall, take a breath here, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, pressing the fingers into the mat, soften the shoulders from the ear, feeling grounded. Take your left hand to your right knee. Let your right hand come behind you. Taking a twist to the right. Deep breath in. As you exhale, twist, look over the right shoulder. Softly allow your chin to dip in a little bit towards the chest as you gaze to the right. Keeping your left hand where it is, right arm comes up and over for a side bend. Now ground the right leg. Use the left hand to keep guiding you into the twist as the right arm reaches. Releasing the right hand back to the ground, unwinding, both hands touch the mat. I am grounded. I am safe, and I am divinely protected. Take your right hand to the left knee. This time the left hand a little bit behind you. We're going to twist and look over the left shoulder. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, twist. Spine is long, twisting from the upper back. The right hand stays on the knee, left arm up and over the ear. Maybe even lean into it a little bit. Keep pulling with the right hand. Keep reaching and lengthening with the left. Come back to center. Release your left hand to the mat and your right hand. I am grounded. I am safe, and I am divinely protected. The color is red. Taking your hands to the thighs, let's shrug the shoulders to the ears, roll them down and back. After you've done 3, maybe switch, do 3 the opposite way. And then reach to grab your strap. We're just going to do a little shoulder opening. So you can have your strap or your belt as wide as you want, as close as you want, but know that we're going to be lifting the arms overhead and maybe even a little back behind us. So if you feel like you need more expansion, then let the hands widen, okay? So let's take the arms out in front and grab onto your strap. As you inhale, start to lift the arms overhead, maybe a little bit back behind you, and pause. Pause. Let your shoulders start to open. If you need more space, then let the hands lengthen. And then slowly lower the strap down. Take a breath in, lift the arms up overhead, maybe reaching over the head a little bit more and even behind. Feel what it feels like in the shoulders, and then slowly lower down. Now, as you inhale, we're going to lift the arms up, maybe widen the hands a little bit. Slowly start to let the arms float behind your back. Maybe they come all the way down. As you inhale, bring the arms up towards the head and down towards the front of the body. Inhale, lifting the arms up. Exhale, rolling back behind you. Inhale, lift them up. And exhale, float it down. One more. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, and lower. Good. Now as you inhale, bring the arms overhead. And then just tip over to the right. Maybe feel the right hand pull the left arm over to the right. Come back to center, rooting down to bring the arms up, right? Feel the legs root down. Let the arms tip over to the left. Gaze to the right. If you feel your right hip lifting, ground it. Try and anchor the right knee down. Then come back to center. Place your strap down. If you can still stay sitting up on something if you want. I'm going to move mine so you can see me a little bit better. We're going to extend your legs out long in front. Right? Let your legs sort of extend. They've been either crossed or seated. And if you're seated, you can just allow your legs to straighten and then bend the knees. You can just straighten and bend the knees if you're seated in a chair. finding your sits bones again. We're going to point the toes and then flex the feet. Point your toes and flex your feet. Now point the toes, hold it there for a moment, and as you flex your feet, maybe you draw the toes back enough that the heel lifts. And then point your toes again, flexing, maybe the heels feel like you're lifting. And if you're seated in a chair, you can let your leg come out in front and do the same thing. Now take both arms up overhead, breath in. As you exhale, bring your hands to the heart. Release your hands next to your legs and start to gently fold forward. So seated in a chair, you can fold in towards your thighs. Take a breath, lift and find a little bit of length. Fold back in. Allow yourself to just go inward as you fold in. Rise up. And from here, we're going to come to a tabletop. So if you are in a chair, you can, or you don't like to be on your knees, then be here with the palms on the chair, even if you're lightly having the hands on the chair, and find a tabletop this way. If you need a blanket, take the blanket and place it underneath your knees, just for a little more comfort. Come to all fours, wrists under the shoulders, knees and hips in line, moving a little side to side. Always like to do a little cat and cow when we first start, just helps with the spine. So inhale, drop your belly. Exhale, press, lift, and round. Inhale, let your spine move. Exhale, round. Inhale, drop your belly, gaze is up. Exhale, press, lift, and round. One more, inhale, and exhale. Now, whether you're on all fours or in your chair, you can bring your hands a little bit more forward on all fours. If you're in your chair, you may want to walk your feet back a little bit. And we're just going to come into some circles. So being mindful of wrists, if you have issues with your wrists, just being a little bit mindful. We're going to have the arms out a little bit more forward, shifting and rolling around in a circle. Moving in both directions, letting the hips come forward and then draw back as if you're maybe even coming back towards like a child's pose, but not fully resting there. Just these full body circles. Good. And now we're going to come back to all fours. So align yourself up again. Taking your right knee, we're going to bring the right knee to try and touch your right elbow or tricep. So you can be in your chair doing this as well, just leaning in, and then let your right leg land. Let your left knee come to the left tricep, just a little bit of a core engagement, and bring it back. Right knee, right elbow, and back. Left knee, left elbow or tricep, and back. We have one more each side. Switching to the left. Releasing, taking a child's pose in a chair. If you just want to let your arms come out in front and melt your chest, you can. And then slowly make your way down onto your belly. It's important to get a Cobra pose, at least maybe one in, if you can come onto your belly. If you're finding that your wrists are just not working out, your Cobra pose might be here, right? Where you're reaching the arms forward and then pulling it back and pulling your heart forward. Now see, we can translate this pose right down to your belly, right? So if you are unable to place your hands on the mat, that doesn't mean that you can't find your Cobra pose, okay? So let's take your hands, walk your hands a little bit more down by the lower rib cage. Lift your right leg and walk it long. Lift the left leg, walk it long. Let's take a Cobra pose. Inhale, roll it up. Take the chin in towards the chest a little bit. Grip the mat with your hands. Draw the elbows towards the hips and pull your way through. Just feel that pull through. Take a breath in. As you exhale, folding in. Inhale, roll up and lift. Exhale and down. One more. Inhale, roll up for Cobra. And exhale, lower down. From here, we'll take a quick child's pose and then come into your first down dog. So on your mat, your hands and feet will come down. When you're on the chair, You can find your downward dog here where your arms are extended. So let's come to your downward facing dog. And always start with your feet, your foundation, right? Let's start with your foundation of your downward dog. So start to pedal out your feet. Take your gaze to the feet. Notice if you see your heels. And if you see your heels, then let your heels turn out a little bit. And then start to come up on the balls of both feet. Bend your knees. Let your tailbone tip up like you were in your cow pose. And then straighten the legs, lower the heels any amount. You may keep your knees bent. Grip the mat with your hands. Let your inner elbows spin forward towards the sky. Bring your belly button in and find a strong downward dog. Let your heels come down towards the mat. Maybe the toes lift as the heels lower. Feel the lift in the toes, the stretch in the back of the legs. Slowly allow your toes to release onto the mat. Take a deep breath in here and exhale, sigh it all out. Close your eyes. The color is red. Feeling your root chakra even here. Can you pull up on your root chakra even here? We're going to slowly take another breath in. As you exhale, walk the hands back towards the feet. Separating your feet, we'll grab opposite elbows. Just hang here in ragdoll. Bend the knees, chest and thighs touch. Let your head go. Let your head be heavy. And then feel your feet. Release your fingers. Just start to notice the feet. Lift the toes, lower the toes. Maybe lift the heels, lower the heels. Lifting the toes, spread your toes wide and then let the toes land on the mat. Rooting down through the strong foundation you've created. Bring your hands to the hips and rise up to stand. Rooting down through the feet, straightening the legs, evening out the hips. Take your arms up to the sky. Allow the hands to come to heart center and a mountain pose. Strong mountain pose. Take a deep breath in and out. Pause here. Pulling up on your third chakra, your first chakra, your root chakra. Find a strong mountain pose. Then take your arms up overhead, breath in. Bring your hands to heart center. Start to rock forward onto the balls of the feet and lift the heels. Lowering the heels, lift the toes. Rocking forward, lift the heels. Rocking back, lift the toes. From here, we're going to walk towards the front of the mat, but I want you to actually notice heel toe as you walk. So I'm going to step my left foot forward, heel first, roll forward to the ball of my foot. Shifting, letting the right foot come forward, heel, toe. Feel the heel, the toe, heel, and toe. When you reach the front of your mat, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, mountain pose. Pause. Breath in and out. Let's take the arms up again, breath in. As you exhale, I'm going to dive down to the earth, finding your blocks. Now here are the blocks at the front of the mat. We're going to find a little bit of length. So your fingerprints can come to the block. Your hands can also be on your shins. Find this length in your spine, reaching through the crown of the head, like you were in Cobra pose, right? This is how it feels, Cobra. As you exhale, folding in. Moving the blocks off to the sides, stepping back into a plank pose. So you can also find, a modified plank with the knees down if you want. Staying strong here in your full plank. You can even be here in your chair on plank, plank pose. Now from here, can you lift your right leg off of the earth? Find a little bit of, some core work here as we lift the back leg, that right leg. Take the right knee to the right tricep or elbow. See if you can make any kind of connection. And then step it back. Plant your right foot firmly on the earth. Lift the left leg. Bring the left knee to the left tricep. Feel your core. Stepping the left leg all the way back. We're going to lower down again to your belly. Untucking the toes. Find your Cobra pose. Remember, if you're seated, You can still do your Cobra pose. As you exhale, forehead to the ground, and come back to downward facing dog. Take a breath in and out. Find your foundation again. Come up on the balls of your feet. Start to bend your knees deeply. We're going to heel toe here your way forward. Even though your hands are down, see if you can heel toe your way up to the front of the mat. You can find your blocks, bring your hands to the blocks, lift and find your length. As you exhale, fold in. Find your foundation here again in your feet. Maybe you're moving your feet a little bit, lifting the toes, spreading the toes wide. Let the toes come back down onto the mat. We're going to root down on the feet. This time, sweep the arms out and up with a flat back. Rise up. Reach the arms to the sky, rooting down through the feet to rise up. Hands to heart center. Find your mountain pose. Take a breath in and out. So we're going to come into some side bends, but we're going to circle the arms as we do it, okay? So we're going to circle the right arm up and the left arm in front. And as you do that, just side bend to the left. Look under the right armpit. Come back to center, maybe a mountain pose. Left arm comes up, right arm in front, side bend to the right. Try to look under the left armpit. Ground down through your left foot. Come back to center, release. So let's move a little bit more fluidly a couple of times. Right arm up, left arm forward, side bend left. Back through center, right arm center, left arm over. One more time. Right arm up, left arm circles in front, switching sides. Beautiful. Find your mountain pose. Take a breath. And exhale it out. Take the arms up. Inhale. And exhale, float down to the blocks. Find a little bit of length. Inhale. As you exhale, fold in. We're going to bend your knees deeply and let yourself find a chair pose. So I'm going to let the weight shift into my heels. As the weight shifts to your heels, your toes can lift a little bit just to know that they're there. Place the feet on the ground and let's take the arms up, lift your chest, come into chair pose. Now pull up on that pelvic floor like you were trying to hold in going to the bathroom, right? Pull up in that area and it squeezes the legs together. It creates strength in the lower part of the body. Take another deep breath in. As you exhale, dive to the mat. Inhale, find your length. As you exhale, put the blocks off to the sides. We're going to step back into a downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and out. As you inhale, your right leg rises. As you exhale, we're going to take the right foot to your right thumb, and we're going to come into a warrior one. So pivot and plant your left foot, rooting down through the feet. Feel the strong foundation in the legs, in the feet. Then rise up, lift the chest, and bring the arms to the sky. Pinky fingers turn inward. Find a strong warrior one. Rooting down through the feet, lifting the arms up. Take another breath in, and as you exhale, hands come down to the mat. We're going to step back to downward facing dog. Now your left leg is going to come high. Breath in. As you exhale, take your left foot through to your left thumb. Pivot and plant your right foot. We've been working on our warrior ones, so pivot and plant your right foot to about 2 o'clock. Rooting down through the feet. Now lift the chest, reach the arms, find your warrior one. Arms are strong, reaching up high. Inhale. And exhale. Start to lower the arms down to the mat. Step it back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. Let's start to come up high on the ball of the feet. Bend your knees just a little bit. And then start to straighten the legs and walk heel toe towards the front of the mat. When you arrive, you can take your blocks and find a little bit of length and then fold in. Root down on the feet, sweep the arms out and up, reach the arms to the sky, big breath in. As you exhale, hands to the heart. Now we're going to find our feet again first. Feel rooted, feel grounded, reaching through the legs, find some strength, anchoring you to the ground. From here, we're going to take a tree pose. So your tree pose your way. You can come to the ball of your left foot. Your right leg is strong and grounded. You can open the right knee out to the side and just come to the ankle. You can come to the shin, Or you can come to the upper inner thigh and just press the foot into the thigh or the leg and the leg into the foot. Maybe you reach your arms growing long while at the same time rooting down. Feel your right foot grounded to the earth, supporting you, feeling strong and secure. And now if you're feeling very strong here, maybe you start with those circle side bends we were doing. So maybe the right arm comes in front and the left arm up and over. Maybe you switch sides. Bring the left arm in front, the right arm over. Press the foot into the thigh into the foot. Bring everything to the center. Reach the arms up. Hands to the heart. Left knee in. Extend and release. Now we're rooting down. Feel the left foot grounded to the mat. The key with tree pose is honestly pushing the foot into the leg and the leg back. If you feel you're tipping to one side, you're not pushing enough with the other. All right, so let's ground down with the left leg. Come to the ball of your right foot. You can always hold a chair too if you want. Now you can turn the right knee open and just connect the heel to your ankle, and that's enough. Or bring it up. Take it to the shin. Take it maybe up higher to the inner thigh, wherever you feel good. Find the stability. Find that push in both directions, and then reach and grow the arms. Find your strength. Reach it up. And here, if you're feeling strong and firm and rooted and grounded, left arm in front of the body, right arm over for a side bend. Remember we talked about drishti. Find your focal point. Circle both arms up, right arm in front, maybe left arm over. Yeah. You can also be in your mountain pose like we were before. Reach the arms, hands to the heart, right knee in, extend and release. Just shake it out. Shake the wrists, rolling the feet. Let's come back to the front of your mat. Let's take the arms up, inhale. As you exhale, come back into chair pose. So sitting deep, weight is in the heels. We're going to take a twist here, okay? So you're in your chair pose, bring your hands to the heart. Now you can take your left hand to the right outer thigh like we did earlier in class, and then the right hand comes to your sacrum. And just here, look over the right shoulder and take your twist, right? If you want to go a little deeper, maybe the left elbow comes to the outer right thigh and you find your twist here. Now, either way, make sure your knees are in line. You're pulling up on that root chakra, that pelvic floor. Pull up there and come back to center. Now, if you need to straighten your legs, shake it out for a moment, go ahead. And we'll come back to chair pose. So bend the knees, rooting down through the feet. Maybe the toes lift just to know that the weight is in the heels. Right hand to the left thigh this time. You can plant your toes down too, by the way. Left hand come behind you, nice long spine, and look over the shoulder. Now notice if you have not pulled up on your root chakra, your Mulabanda, pull up in that area like you're holding going to the bathroom, right? Pull up in that area, your inner thighs squeeze together. Maybe you're hooking the elbow and taking a deeper twist. Keep your knees in line, keep your hips low. As you inhale, start to unwind. Whew, come on up, shake it out, shake it out. Woo, shake it out, let it go. Okay, so we are going to come to what's called a yoga squat. If you have blocks, grab your blocks. If you want to sit in the chair, you can sit in the chair. I'm stacking 2 blocks on top of one another. And I'm going to come and sit on top of these 2 blocks. Now make sure they're lined up nice and perfectly so that you're not uneven, right? So come to sit on your blocks or chair. If you have your own squat in where you don't need your blocks, then go ahead. You can sit, in your low squat. That's up to you. You can even find books or anything to come and sit up on. Now, you're going to take your toes and turn your toes slightly out, right? And then we're going to take your hands to the heart and then lean in just a little so that you can get the elbows into the inner thighs. And then start to press those knees open. Maybe you open the feet a little bit wider, but you're allowing your toes and your knees to be in the same line. So if my knees are going this way, my toes are going this way. So let's press in there. Make sure the toes and knees are in line. Lift your heart. Take a deep breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Close your eyes. The color is red. Pull up on their pelvic floor. Be here for a moment. Breathing in, feeling grounded, feeling your feet on the mat, feeling your sits bones on the block. Slowly start to open your eyes. Keep your left leg where it is. You can release your arms. We're going to take your right leg out to the side. Now my toes are going to turn up. So remember when we were lying or sitting down, you're going to draw the toes up. And we're going to take your right hand to the left knee and your left hand to the sacrum and find a twist. But make sure the left knee doesn't buckle in. You want to push that knee open and pull with the hand. And then come back into center, bring your hands to the heart. Now place the left elbow into the left knee, press that left knee open, and look to the right. This is called Skandasana pose. So it's a pose that you normally do standing, but you can also find the same benefits to the pose here on your blocks. This is called Skandasana. Now we're going to slowly come back, bend your right knee. We're going to extend, if you have your props that are in the way, make sure you move them out of the way. We're going to extend your left leg out to the side. Let your left toes turn up. My heel is on the ground. My toes are up. Good. Very good. Now let's take your left hand to the right knee and your right hand to the sacrum. Now if you pull with your left hand, make sure that right knee is not buckling in. So pull with the left hand, press with the right knee, and your right hand is behind you, sitting up nice and tall. And notice, without looking, are your left toes still turning towards the sky? Are you still drawing back on those left toes? And then unwind. Bring your hands to the heart. Bring your right elbow into the right inner thigh. Press the right knee open. At the same time, let the leg pull back in. Feel your Mulabanda pulling up. Maybe you look over the left shoulder towards the left toes for Skandasana. Bring it back to center. Help assist your leg back in if you need it. From here, your hands come down to the mat. Lean forward and fold in. Take your blocks, place them off to the side, up by the front of your mat where they're handy. Folding in. Take a breath, find your length, and fold in. Rooting down on the feet. Let's rise up, sweep the arms, lift the chest. Come back for mountain pose. Maybe bring your feet in a little bit. So let's flow a little bit. Let's move. Bring the arms up. Inhale. As you exhale, float the hands down. Maybe you're coming to blocks. Up to you. We're going to step back with your left foot. And here's where you might need a blanket. Lower the left knee to the mat. Untuck the toes. We're going to climb our way to the top of the right thigh. So we're rooting down through the top of the left foot. Right knee and ankle are aligned. Root down through the right ankle. Hands on the thighs. Press down on that right thigh. Lift the chest. Take your arms up. Asana, low lunge. So that's Sanskrit. Asana is low lunge. And then we're going to release the hands to the block. We're going to come into a runner's stretch. Curl your back toe. Slowly, maybe you're bringing the blocks back with you as you straighten your front leg. Now here, you're going to lift your right toes. Maybe your right toes are going to draw back towards your face. Fold in over the right leg. You're going to turn a little to the right and fold, finding your fold. And then let's step back into the front foot. Slide your blocks forward. Lift your back knee. And let's just step forward. Feet meet. Fold in. From here, find your length, and we'll step back with the right leg. Lower the right knee to the mat, untuck your toes. Right foot grounds the top of the right foot. Press down, rooting down through the left foot. Rise up to the top of your left thigh. Clasp the hands the awkward way there. We're going to let the tailbone tip down, but pull up on your pelvic floor. Pull up on your root chakra. When you're ready, arms lift and reach. Pull up on that pelvic floor. Reach the arms. So just pretend like you're trying to hold in going to the bathroom. And then release the hands. Runner stretch, curl your back toe. Draw your seat back. Straighten your left leg. Let the toes come up to the sky. Turn the torso to the left, fold over your left leg. Keep drawing the toes back as best you can. You can have a bend in your knee. Let's step forward into your left foot. Lift your right knee off of the mat. Step forward and fold in again. Rooting down for the feet, rise up, sweep the arms, reach. As you exhale, hands to the heart. Let's move on from there. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, dive down to your blocks. From here, let's step back with the left foot. Pause here for a moment. Find your lunge with your hands on the blocks. Maybe take it up a level. We're going to straighten your front leg. Maybe you lift the toes and you're on the heel as you fold. Step back into your right foot. Find your lunge. We're going to walk your hands over to the left side of your mat. So let your feet become parallel. You're sideways on your mat. Fold in for what's called prasarita. Fold in. Your toes are slightly in. Your heels are pressing out. From here, bend your knees. Bend your left knee. Bend your right knee. Shift from side to side. Move your body from side to side. Now maybe here you pause, you shift and let the weight shift to the left side. Let's bend your left knee. Look towards the front of your mat. Can you turn to lift your right toes off the mat? Maybe take it to the sky. And I'm on my heel. And then plant my right foot down. We're going to shift the weight to the right side. Can you lift your left toes? Maybe turn and let the left toes come to the sky, just like we were doing before, seated. Plant your left foot onto the mat. We're going to root down through the feet, hands to the hips, rise up, come to stand. We're going to turn your right toes out for warrior two. So right toes out. My left toes come slightly in. Bend your right knee deeply. Take your arms out long. Reach right arm forward, left arm towards the back of the mat. Gaze over your front right fingers. Find strength in your pose here, rooting down through the feet. Take your right forearm to the thigh and your left arm up over the ear. Extended side angle. And then let's come back up for peaceful warrior. Left hand to the left thigh, right arm sweeps up. Coming back, find your warrior two. We're going to parallel the feet, heel toe them back in, and step back to the front of your mat. Take the arms up, inhale. As you exhale, folding in, find your blocks. We're going to step back with your right foot. Find your lunge again like you did earlier, but this time with the back knee lifted. Let's straighten the left leg. Maybe the left toes lift up towards the sky. Fold in. Let your left foot land. We're going to walk around towards the right side of your mat for straddle or prasarita. Toes are slightly in, heels press out. Fold in, let the weight shift towards the balls of your feet. Now bring your hands to the hips, root down through the feet, rise up. So the strength in your legs, the rooting down of the feet helps you to stand. Turn your left toes out, prepare for warrior two, front of your mat. Bend your left knee deeply. Press through the outside of the right heel. Reach your arms long. Find your warrior two. We were talking about warrior two last week. Strong warrior two arms, reaching and ready for battle. Bring your left forearm to thigh, right arm up over the ear. Nice long line from the fingertips to the outer right heel. Now peaceful warrior, right hand to the right thigh, left arm up and over. Find some more length. Take it to your warrior two. Parallel, forgot to do your Skandasana here. Let's do that Skandasana. Fold in, forgot to do that with you guys. Let's come back to prasarita and fold in. Now let's bend your right knee and let's lift the left toes. So we've got to do this on the other side. And then come back to center. Bend your left knee. Maybe lift your right toes. And come back to center. All right, now walk your feet in, root down and rise up. It's hard for me to remember every single thing, so I'm doing my best. All right, now let's come to mountain pose. And I want to know if you guys can, hopefully you can see my feet. So we've been talking about like pivoting on our heels, lifting the toe, right? Pivoting on the heel, lifting the toe. But now think about coming to the ball of the foot and think about moving the heel out and moving the heel in, right? So you're coming onto the ball of your right foot. We're going to come to the ball. Let's pivot on the ball of your foot and let the right heel come out, and then pivot on the ball of your foot and the right heel come in. And then switch sides, root down through the right leg, come to the ball of the left foot, and just pivot on the ball of your foot. Bring the heel in so the knee comes out, and then bring the heel out and let the knee come more in. Right? So then just move through that on the ball of your foot. Good. Looking really good. All right. Now let's move on. Let's go. Let's bring the arms up. Take a breath in. As you exhale, fold in. Inhale, find your length. As you exhale, we're going to step back into warrior two. So right into warrior two. Cartwheel your arms open. Find your warrior two. Okay. Now from here, we're going to change a little bit. So remember when we circled our arms, we're going to take the right arm in front and the left arm over. Find your circle here. Now rooting down through the feet, let's open back through two and circle the other way. Left arm in front, right arm over. One more time, right arm in front, left arm over. Sort of like a modified extended side angle. And then switch it up. Left arm in front, right arm over. Now come back and find your warrior two. Now from here, I want you to straighten your right leg. Now remember when we were just talking about pivoting on your heel? Think about coming up onto the ball of your right foot, and let's bring the heel in a little bit. So think Mulabanda, think our squat pose. Now bring your hands to the heart, and we're going to bend your left knee like you did just a moment ago and lift the right toes. Now from here, step back into your right foot. We're going to come to the ball of your right foot and let the heel press out back to warrior two. Right? So that's how you're shifting into this pose called Skandasana. Hands to the heart, straighten your right leg. Come on the ball of your left foot, bring your left heel in. Bend your left knee, bring the right toes up, and come back. Find your two. Excellent. Cartwheel down. Step it forward, and we'll switch sides. Right leg back, warrior 2 feet, arms cartwheel open. Find your warrior 2. Now we're going to circle the arms. So here, we're going to bring the left arm in front, right arm over. Lean in like you were coming to extended side angle. Come back through center, right arm in front, left arm over. One more time, left arm in front, right arm over. And right arm in front, left arm over. Come back to your warrior 2. And we're going to play around with our feet now. So straighten your left leg. Come to the ball of your right foot and bring your right heel in. Bend your right knee. Lift your left toes. Straighten the right leg. Plant your left foot. We're going to root down through the right ball of the foot. Turn the heel out. Come to warrior 2. All right, so hands to the heart, straighten the left leg. Ball of the right foot, let the right heel come in. Bend your right knee, lift your left toes. Come back, warrior 2. Shift your feet. Find your foundation, find your grounding. Notice how the feet move to help bring you through these poses. Cartwheel to your blocks. Step forward and just fold in. Root down, rise up, take the arms. And hands to heart. So if you want to watch for a moment, we're going to come into what's called a rainbow warrior. And the rainbow warrior will come from a warrior 2, right? Just like we were doing. You can take your hands to the heart if you want and straighten the front leg. I'm going to lift my left heel and bring it in. Now, here, if you want to take your arms out, you can. You're going to bend your left knee, lift your right toes, and sweep the right hand towards the left inner leg. Rainbow warrior. Straighten, bring the heel back out, and come to 2. All right, you can just move with the warrior 2 arms if you want. You don't have to do any of it if you don't want to. We're going to come back, though, to the front of your mat. And let's everybody step back and find a warrior 2, just so we're all on the same page. Find your warrior 2. And first bring the hands to your heart. So you can look down at your feet if you want. You're going to straighten your right leg. And lift your left heel and bring the left heel in a little bit. Now, bring the arms out to the sides. Maybe this is enough. Or bend your left knee, lift your right toes, and sweep the right arm to the left inner thigh. Just sink in a little bit. Come back, find warrior two. Let your right toes come in. Find your two. Just step forward and we'll switch feet, switch sides. So let's step back with the right leg and find your warrior two. Shifting your feet, find your two. So your warrior two, your toes are in, your right heel's toes are in, your right heel presses out. You're finding your two, right? So we're playing around with our foundation, our feet. How can we move through these poses? Some of it is just knowing what to do with your feet. So bring your hands to the heart. We're going to straighten your left leg. Come to the ball of your right foot and bring the right heel in. We're going to bend into the right knee, take the arms out to the sides. We're going to lift the left toes, sweep the left arm to the right inner thigh, right arm up to the sky. It's a rainbow warrior. Step back into your warrior two. Find your feet. Cartwheel back to the front of the mat. Reach the arms up. Forward fold. Take a breath. Find your length. And let's step it back into downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Another breath and let it go. Two more. Let it go. One more. And release the knees and come to child's pose. Fold in. You can sweep the arms around if you want. If you're seated in a chair, you can do the same. You can allow your chest to come to the thighs. You can let your arms sweep around to find the chair. Just find your pose for a moment. Feel grounded. Find your forehead to a block or the mat. Make a connection with the earth. Then start to come and sit up. And we'll take the legs out in front. Find your sits bones again. Rooting down through the legs, reach the arms and reach the arms up. Folding forward any amount. Finding grace in your poses. Lifting, sweeping the arms, reach it up. Inhale, exhale, fold. Start to rise up. We're going to bend the knees, soles of the feet touch. Grabbing onto the ankles, lift the chest. Fold in, press into the inner thighs. Maybe feeling a little bit more open. We've been coming through this kind of pose a couple of times. From here, we're going to bring the knees in, and we're going to come down onto our backs. So make your way down onto your back your way. You can use your core and slowly roll down, reaching the arms forward and tucking the chin. Just make your way down to your back. Bend your knees, preparing for a bridge pose. Walk your heels in close to your seat. Let your feet still be parallel to one another. Even here, maybe feel the pull up of your Mulabanda, that pull in. So as you inhale, start to lift the hips. Maybe you pull in through that space. Your root chakra feels almost like the inner thighs squeezing together. Lift your hips for bridge pose. Lowering down, releasing. Two more times. Inhale, lifting the hips. Maybe feeling that root chakra, the Mulabanda. Lowering slowly. We have one more. When you're ready, root down through the feet. Lift the hips as you inhale. And then exhale, lowering down. Allow your knees to knock in. Let your feet be wide. One hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Close your eyes. The color is red. Feel grounded. Feel safe. Feel secure. Allow your feet to come towards one another and then the knees in towards your chest. Hug the knees into the chest. Maybe lift the shoulders off the mat, draw the nose in towards the knees. Releasing the shoulders to the mat, bring the arms out into cactus arms. Let the knees fall to the right, take your gaze to the left. You want to take your pointer finger and thumb and grab the mat with your fingers in the corners, you can. You can also take your right hand to the left thigh. Find your twist a little deeper. And coming back through center, bring your knees through center. Take them over to the left side. Take your gaze to the right. Maybe pulling on your mat with your two hands, or taking the left hand to the right outer thigh and finding a little deeper twist. Bring everything back into center. Let your feet land. Let your feet land. And one more time before we come into Shavasana pose, feel the feet firmly on the mat planted. Your foundation. And then let your legs come long. Take your feet as wide as your mat. Take the arms out to the sides. Feel every part of your body now on the earth, on the ground. Allow your body to soften, to release, to relax. Take a deep breath in. The color is red. Exhale anything out that doesn't serve you. I am grounded. I am safe. I am secure. Being here just for a moment or two, allowing your body to release any tension it might have, letting go of anything in our practice that you did or didn't do. Be still. The color is red. Release and relax and let go. Take a breath in, inside out. Stay in your Shavasana pose. And just listen to the sound of my voice. You're lying on your back. Maybe you feel the palms touching the mat. Turn the palms down. Feel the palms on the mat. Feel the ground. If you're seated, maybe you feel the fingerprints touching the earth. Color is red. Feel your root chakra pulling in and up wherever you are. naked feet upon the ground from which mighty roots abound, deeply delving, darkly down into the deep and earthly brown. Roots keep growing, growing long, stable, sturdy, solid, strong anchor me to the ground. Stable, sturdy, solid, strong anchor me to the ground. With grounded heart and solid stand. Bend your elbows, bring your hands to heart center, wherever you are. If you're on your back, then slowly start to bend your knees, bringing the knees into the chest, rolling to one side, pausing there if you are seated, and just remain where you are. Pausing, take another moment, feeling the earth beneath you. Grounded heart. Slowly start to come to a comfortable seated pose. Let your hands come to your thighs when you're ready. Press down on the thighs, ground yourself to the earth. Slide the hands to the kneecaps as you inhale, lifting your heart. As you exhale, bend the elbows, hands to heart center, thumbs to the chest. Take a deep breath in, sigh it out. I'm going to join our voices in the sound of Om. Inhale. Bowing your head to heart. Thumbs to the third eye. Namaste.